Happy Juneteenth. I have with me today the Sioux Falls Mayor, Mr. Paul TenHaken. Thank you so much for participating and establishing Sustainable Connections Juneteenth celebration. We wouldn't have it any other way without you being a part of it. You've been a part of it for many years, so thank you again for signing the proclamation for us. And I'll leave it in your hands.
My pleasure. I'm glad to read this. You know, when I took office, one of the first acts I had to do, because this was June 19, and I took office May 15, was do this. And I'll be honest, I was a little uneducated about Juneteenth. And I think there's a lot of people in the country now who are much more educated on what Juneteenth is, what it represents. And so for the third year in a row, I get a chance to read a proclamation from the city of Sioux Falls, or from my office. And it goes like this. Whereas Juneteenth is the celebration of the anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation, which was issued by U.S. President Abraham Lincoln on January 1, 1863. The proclamation gave the Southern slaves their freedom and is considered an important benchmark in the African American struggle for freedom and equality. Whereas the word Juneteenth comes from the words June and 19th, which, according to Southern folklore, is when the slaves of Texas first learned of their freedom. Though technically freed in 1863, the slaves did not learn of their freedom until the arrival of the Union soldiers on June 19, 1865. This was after the end of the Civil War and 2.5 years after the proclamation was first issued. Whereas the Emancipation Proclamation is considered the catalyst that ended slavery. But at the time the proclamation was issued, it really did not free anyone, since the Confederate States did not recognize President Lincoln's authority. It was not until the Civil War ended that the 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, ratified in 1865, officially outlawed slavery. Whereas Juneteenth began as a celebration by ex-slaves and has continued to be widely celebrated across the U.S. Now therefore, this is a long one.
Yes.
I, Paul TenHaken, Mayor of the City of Sioux Falls, do hereby proclaim June 19, 2020 as Juneteenth 2020 in our great city. So thank you, Harriet. Can we shake hands?
We can.
Okay. We got hand sanitizer.
Wonderful.
Hope it's a great event. Sorry we can't do this in person like we've done in years past, but thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you so much for being a part of it. I really appreciate it.
Yep,
and everyone come out to our Juneteenth celebration. It will not be in the park this year. However, it will be virtually due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But 10 o'clock, June 19th, we'll have a whole series of events during that day starting at 10 a.m.